Some photographs from the 19th century. Never made it into museums because what they show cannot be explained. These are 11 forgotten images that still frighten even historians. The Bone Circle is a cult that hasn't disappeared. The photo is signed with just one word, bratstva. It is believed to have been taken in the 1920s in the Carpathian Mountains. According to ethnographers, there was a secret cult in these mountains called the Bone Circle. Their members wore masks made of animal skulls, each in honor of a particular spirit. But what's strange is this. When you zoom in, you can see the skulls are not on. It's as if they're attached to their bodies. The ethnographer's student, who first studied this photo, disappeared 2 days later. His diary ends with the phrase, "They're not looking at me. They are looking into the future." The Guardian. The photo is dated 1888. On the back is the caption, Mr. A. It is believed to be a portrait of children from an orphanage in Boston. But the archives don't list any guardian of that stature. It was later discovered the enlarged photo shows the figure has no face at all, not smudged, not scorched, just missing. 3 of the 4 children disappeared a week after the photo was taken. The 4th, the girl on the right, was found 20 years later. She was silent for the rest of her life. Her last word was, "He's still holding their heads." The burning of the Rhodes house. The photo was taken in 1899 in Tennessee. The Rhodes family home burned down that night. No bodies were found. Just this photo pinned to the trunk of an oak tree. They had bags with crosses on their heads. It was the sign of a local sect. They called themselves the Guardians of the Face. But the strange thing is different. Everyone's faces were hidden, except for one girl. We never found out who she was. There's only one caption underneath the photo in the archive. They hid their faces. She hid her soul. A stone from another time. In 1952, in the Appalachian region, fishermen reported a strange phenomenon, a rock mass hanging in the air. They called it the Flying Island. One of the eyewitnesses, Howard Banks, managed to take a photograph, but it was immediately confiscated by people claiming to be from a government agency. This photo is the only surviving copy. It was allegedly found in the archives of a local newspaper. Proponents of the time theory are convinced the object is a fragment of Earth from another age dragged into our world. If you zoom in on the edge of the island, some claim you can make out the figure of a man in 19th century clothing, and he's looking down, right into the lens. Group number 5. The photo is dated 1910. On the back is a signature in the doctor's hand. Group number 5. Patients are unable to see each other. This is important. It was believed that these 5 women had a rare group form of schizophrenia. They weren't just suffering from hallucinations. They were amplifying each other's images, a chain that could not be broken. They weren't isolated by walls. They were placed behind personal information screens, a special kind of screen that blocked out sight and even shadows. According to the doctor's notes, one of the women began to react to shadows from an empty chair. Beckett's experiment, the creature that listened. In 1910, biologist John Beckett claimed to have bred a new species of cattle. Farmers laughed. But one photograph remains. It was taken by his nephew. A month later, Beckett disappeared. The farm burned down. The 5 young men in the photograph were committed to a mental institution. Years later, one of them said, "It wasn't a beast. It listened to us. He understood. He just stopped liking us." Incident at Hartwell Bridge. This photo was found in the attic of an old house in Vermont. Judging by the clothing and the type of paper, late 19th century. But you can see in the background, that shouldn't exist in the 1890s. The subject is too technologically advanced. It's like it's from the future. On the same page in the photographer's journal, there's only one entry. She said not to look up, but I looked up anyway. The man in the photo disappeared 2 days later. His companion was found later, in the same place, with her eyes covered in tar. The one in between. The image was found in the private collection of historian Martin Black. According to him, it's one of the very few photographs of what's known as transitional guardian, a creature that appears between death and extinction. It is not quite human. There are 2 boys in the photo they've never met, but it's authentic. One of them was found dead in 1891. The other was found in 1931, 40 years apart. They couldn't have been in the same photo. We don't know who took the photo, who stood between them. 6 from Whittlemore. This photo was found buried in the wall of a burnt-out house in the village of Whittlemore, 1899. There were signatures on the back: father, mother, children, witness, a binder. But who is who? No one ever realized. Masks are impossible to identify. It's not wood, it's not metal, it's not fabric. Under the microscope, the surface looks like inorganic keratin, but it's growing. The house where the photo was kept has been tried twice. Both times the crews disappeared. No trace, no explanation. The photo is kept in a sealed box, but there are more and more cracks in the film, like someone's trying to get out. The creature from the Randolph farm. Clay County, Iowa. This photo dates back to 1912. It shows the Randolph family and something standing a little behind them. They just called him. According to neighbors, a few years earlier, a strange object had fallen over the farm field. No sound, no tracks. A week later, the Randolphs found the creature in the old barn. It was covered in scales. It had long claws. But the strangest thing was the look. As they said, it looked like this, as if he already knew you. The Whitby phenomenon, the girl who never touched the ground. 1907, the coast near Whitby, England. An amateur photographer has taken a strange picture of a girl floating above the ground in the sand dunes. According to witnesses, she was silent all day. She didn't react to people, not even when they came close to her. The local doctor called it a gravitational malfunction, unexplainable. The next morning, the girl was gone. There was no trace of her. The photo archive was thought lost for nearly 80 years, but one copy was recently discovered in a private collection, and it still doesn't touch the ground. Maybe these 11 photos are just the beginning. What else is hidden, still waiting to be found? Subscribe and we'll keep looking together.